You flip a coin and it lands on heads 5 times in a row. Something in you expects tails next. It feels overdue, but the coin has no memory. Every flip is a fresh 50%. No matter what came before, what you're feeling has a name, and it explains far more of your life than you'd expect. Psychologists call it the gambler's fallacy, the belief that random events must balance out in the short term. In the early 1900s, at a casino in Monte Carlo, the roulette wheel landed on black 26 times in a row. Gamblers lost fortunes betting on red, convinced it had to come up eventually. The wheel didn't know its own history, only the players did, and it cost them everything. Your brain evolved to find patterns because patterns used to keep you alive. Noticing a pattern in animal tracks or weather meant survival. But that same pattern-seeking instinct misfires badly when it meets true randomness, because randomness doesn't actually look random. It looks streaky, clustered, uneven. Researchers Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky studied this extensively in the 1970s, showing that people consistently misjudge random sequences, expecting them to alternate more evenly than real randomness ever does. A truly random coin flip sequence often includes long streaks. Your brain sees a streak and assumes something is wrong. Nothing is wrong. That's just what random looks like. There's a related bias working in the opposite direction, and it might surprise you even more. It's called the hot hand belief. In the 1980s, researchers Thomas Gilovich, Robert Vallone, and Amos Tversky studied basketball players and found that a shooter who made several shots in a row was no more likely to make the next one than a player who had just missed. Fans, coaches, and even the players themselves believed otherwise. The idea of momentum felt undeniable. The statistics said something different, at least at first. For decades, this was treated as settled science, until later researchers using larger data sets found small, real hot hand effects in some sports, revealing that separating true patterns from noise is harder than anyone originally assumed. Here's the part that reaches far beyond coins and basketball courts. Stock market investors see 3 good months in a row and assume a trend when it may be nothing more than noise sitting inside a much larger, messier picture. Parents having a 3rd child after 2 of the same gender sometimes believe the odds have shifted in their favor. They haven't. Each birth carries roughly the same 50% chance, completely unaffected by the last one. Even something as simple as choosing lottery numbers falls into this trap. People avoid numbers that recently won, assuming lightning won't strike twice, even though every single drawing is entirely independent of the last, with no memory of what came before it. Casinos understand this confusion perfectly, and they profit from it without ever needing to change a single rule. The house edge doesn't rely on streaks evening out. It relies on volume. Across millions of bets, the math resolves itself regardless of any one run of luck, good or bad. Your brain, however, experiences each streak personally, as if it means something specific about you, your instincts, or your timing. This misunderstanding of luck shapes far more than gambling. It shapes how you interpret your own life. A string of bad days feels like a sign something is wrong. A string of good ones feels like momentum you've earned through effort or skill. Often, it's neither. It's simply the natural texture of chance, playing out exactly the way randomness always has. Whether you're watching a coin, a scoreboard, a stock chart, or your own week unfold, the coin never remembers what it landed on before. You do. And that memory, more than any actual pattern in the world around you, is what convinces you luck is about to change.